California and even
back out to the rink today and dress up for a photo that will be very painful to look at, I'm sure. And then they left Big Hat, many of them, on their way to the airport to head home much earlier than anyone could have possibly imagined. Here's a look at the medal count to this point. Germany leads the way. The United States is right now in a tie for 6th. As far as the most medals, 10 overall, 5 of them gold, and to follow Olympic hopefuls online as they chase the gold in Nagano, check out cbs.sportsline.com. We leave you with the medal ceremony for Nikki Stone, gold medalist for the United States at women's freestyle aerials. Let's all say goodnight, everybody, from Nagano. Good night. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, Olympic champion and gold medalist, Nikki Stone, United States of America.
オリンピックチャンピオン、ゴールドメダリスト、ニッキー・ストーン、アメリカ合衆国。
Tomorrow night on Olympic prime time, beginning at 8 Eastern, you'll see Austria's Hermann Maier go for his 2nd gold in Japan in the men's giant slalom. And America's Chris Whitty sprints for gold in the women's 1,000 meters in speed skating. Plus, the women's slalom featuring America's medal hopeful Christina Kosnick. A reminder, CBS Olympic coverage continues tonight on Olympic Late Night at 12:37 a.m. Eastern Time. Stay tuned now to find out how your local Olympians are doing. That's next on your Late Local News, followed by an all-new Late Show with David Letterman, with Peekaboo Street, Dave's mom, and Dave Talks to Kids. And tomorrow, it's Olympic morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Time.
Every family dreams of going to the Olympic Games. At least now, you actually have a chance of getting there. Because Minute Maid could send your family to the Winter and Summer Olympic Games for the rest of your life. Just look for specially marked Minute Maid packages and find out how to play and win. Minute Maid gives you the taste of a fresh, ripe orange and probably your best shot of going to the Olympic Games for life.
The other day, Karen had to hurry to a surprise birthday party.
Honey, the doctor's on her way. Almost there.
So Karen didn't need any surprises from her car.
Just breathe. We need you to breathe easy.
Ford Taurus has millions of real-life miles behind it and a reliable door-tech engine in it.
The doctor's here. The doctor's here. I hear someone's in a hurry.
And I know 2 people. Make that 3 people. They were sure glad that she bought this car. Ford Taurus. It's built to last.
I met this girl in Venice. She was like an angel. It was only one day. It was a day I wanted to remember forever. It was a day I didn't load the film right. Kodak Advantix cameras have easy drop-in film loading.
You're early.
I have an appointment with your friend, the one you gave my name to.
Oh, my life insurance agent. That's great.
Yeah, who knows? Could be the best advice you ever gave me.
Have you heard from the quiet company? Northwestern Mutual Life. Sitting down to watch the luge? Kick back with Colonel Sanders' original recipe chicken. Get 10 pieces for just $7.99. Isn't it time for some really good chicken?
Cosby's going on. Let him in! Now all he has to do is make it to the show.
Hey, Dave! We're out of time.
All new Cosby, CBS Gold Medal Monday.
How much cheddar can ragu fit on pasta? Multiply that by 2. Introducing Ragu Double Cheddar Pasta Sauce, made with real white and yellow cheddar. It's the best thing to happen to pasta since the tomato.
Nathan Lane, Peekaboo Street, and Dave's Mom tonight on CBS.
Ozone Monday is gonna be big. And you're the producer, but the director. First he wants a monsoon, then a blizzard, so you call UPS for the most guaranteed delivery options. You need the gowns for the wedding scene in 3 days. The Mechanical Pigs, second day by noon. And the Stars psychic healing tapes, thank you 8 a.m. Is there a happy ending? 2 words, acceptance speech.
Get your Quality Plus Ford dealer's President's Day sales event. Now get a never-before-offered 1.9% financing on Ford Taurus. 1.9 financing or $1,000 cash back. Or with no money down, you can drive a Taurus for only $299 a month. That's right, no money down. And as a presidential bonus, all of your scheduled maintenance is free for the next 3 years or 36,000 miles. That's how we celebrate President's Day at your Quality Plus Ford dealer. But hurry, it ends February 23rd.
You're watching KYW3, live from Independence Mall. This is Eyewitness News.
Since I'm kind of a hands-on individual, I will ride the streets myself.
A message to officers on the streets and people in the neighborhoods from Philadelphia's new police commissioner. Good evening, everyone. I'm Larry King.
And I'm Trina Robinson. The sudden announcement came less than 1 week after Commissioner Richard Neal resigned from office. New top cop John Timoney hit the ground running amid some praise and some surprise that the commissioner was chosen from outside the department. Eyewitness News is live with the latest.
And Eyewitness News reporter Ren Scott joins us from the 6th Police District in Chinatown tonight with more on this story. Ren?
Good evening to you, Larry. Those who know 49-year-old John Timoney describe him as a cop's cop. He spent some 29 years with the New York City Police Department before going to work for a security consulting firm, which was actually working with the Philadelphia Police Department and helping to restructure the department, which is where the mayor first met him. Now, both Washington and Chicago were considering him for the top job, but Philadelphia got him.
I'm from New York, and so I obviously speak funny. But worse than that, I'm from New York via Dublin, so I really speak funny.
He came to America at age 12, and in 29 years on the New York City police force, rose through the ranks to become first deputy commissioner.
During his 29 years of service on the New York police force, he received over 65 medals of valor and commendation.
It was Timoney who implemented the policies of former New York City Police Commissioner William Bratton, focusing on eliminating quality-of-life crimes like panhandling and sleeping in the streets, and holding police accountable for lowering crime in their individual districts. In New York City, the crime rate dropped drastically, and he promises the same will happen here.
I am making a promise to the citizens of Philadelphia that the police department will actively fight crime.
Among city council, the reaction to Timoney was extremely positive.
We think everybody ought to benefit from the experience and the background that our new commissioner will have.
Among the rank and file, it was wait and see.
I think we were all hoping that it would be somebody that came up through the ranks in Philly. We're going to give him a try and hope he can straighten everything out.
And outgoing Commissioner Richard Neal tried to say as little as possible.
He is the individual that has been selected to follow me, so we'll see what happens from there.
But Timoney praised Neal for building a department that he promises to make even stronger.
I've got to prove to them through my leadership, motivation, setting up systems of reward, incentives, letting them know that they can, in fact, have an impact on crime.
Now, on a personal level, Timoney is married, has 2 children. He says he knows by many he will be considered an outsider, and he admits he barely knows Philadelphia at all, but he says he does know.
Once again, the West Coast is getting hammered with another Pacific powerhouse of a storm. Good evening. Welcome to this edition of WeatherScope. I'm Warren Natton.
And I'm Jeff Marl. The system that brought some heavy rain, wind, and hail to parts of the eastern areas of the nation is finally getting out of there.
Heading out.
And good riddance to that. And we'll have the details on that coming up. But first, a look at some stormy weather in the Lone Star State of Texas. It was just this past Monday when we had tornadoes in and around the Houston area. Now we're talking about severe weather a little bit to the west and southwest of Houston. Again, anywhere where you see this red shading, that is where we think the threat is highest for severe weather. And indeed, we still have some severe thunderstorms. Now, in Goliad County and in B County, there is still a severe thunderstorm warning in effect. That's the only warning that is out currently. Goliad County a little bit earlier had a tornado warning, but that cell diminished in intensity as it rolled off to the east, and it was a Doppler radar indicated tornado. Right now it looks like some new storms are trying to develop a bit farther on to the west here, well south of San Antonio. But this cell, again, B and Goliad counties, capable of producing some extremely heavy downpours, gusty winds, and some hail. And moving through the Bryan College Station area, a storm not to be sneezed at either, and moving right up I-10 toward Houston, some locally heavy downpours, although perhaps these will diminish a bit before they move through the Houston and Galveston areas. There is the swirl in the atmosphere, easy to pick out in Texas, which is helping to trigger some of the severe weather down toward the Gulf Coast. And look at all this wet weather here to the west. Plenty of wind along the coast, and that's really been kicking up the surf. Let's show you what it looked like along the Oregon coast with these pictures at Gerhardt, Oregon. This is in Tillamook County, I believe, and with heavy surf advisories up, the fear is that waves could get as high as 15 to 18 feet. And I just checked some of the headlands again, and the winds out there at Cape Blanco gusting close to 80 miles an hour. Gold Beach gusting well over 60 miles an hour, maybe close to 70. So again, it is pretty nasty along the coast tonight. And no surprise, there are gale warnings up, and of course the heavy surf advisories from the mouth of the Columbia River all the way down to the U.S.-Mexican border, including out to the Channel Islands. Lots of rain here. Snow elevations, or the elevation you'll find the snow if you head up there, would be about 4,000 feet, and that's generally about pass level. So traveling through Snoqualmie could be a little snowy. A little bit farther to the south, Portland getting the rain right on down through the Willamette Valley. A little bit of light rain around San Francisco. It's really just sprinkled there so far, but we really expect the heavier rain to move in a bit later on tonight and then move on down the coast. We'll have more on that in the forecast. Let's get the eastern weather outlook right now. Here's Warren.
Thanks, Jeff. The storm system that soaked much of the east this week beginning to head on out, but it's still causing problems for the Ohio Valley and into the northeast. In Concord, New Hampshire, this morning you were dealing with sleet as the storm system moved through your neck of the woods. Road crews were out and about today trying to get the streets cleaned up and in good shape, getting the slush gone. But the slush did cause some cars to slip off the roadway, and there were a few fender benders. Fortunately, nothing too serious. Looking at the map right now, things quieting down across much of central and southern New England. Still seeing some rain and some snow and some freezing rain even across down East Maine. And winds are still kicking up along the coast as we have a low pressure system that's sitting out here, still spinning counterclockwise. The old big low is kind of just winding itself down, kind of like a top will wind down eventually and just flop over on its side. This low is just slowly spinning itself out, but it is still bringing some rain across Pennsylvania and to New York especially. But the low off the coast of Cape Cod causing storm warnings to be posted by the National Weather Service from Eastport, Maine down to the Merrimack River. That means you could be seeing wind gusts up over 50 miles an hour. Please be on the lookout and take in any loose stuff out in the yards. But that wind is also bringing some milder air in off the ocean, and that's why we're seeing mostly rain falling across the state of Maine this evening. And as we look at the radar, you can see that we do have a fairly good fetch of moisture coming in, especially here north of Bangor right now. We are looking at some freezing rain around Holton, Maine at the present time. Boston, just a little bit of light drizzle. And as we move farther to the west, here's our old low, the one that's kind of spinning down, sitting here. Falling as rain, though, across State College and Wilkes-Barre and down in toward the Philadelphia area, even Baltimore picking up a little bit of rain and heading on up toward Binghamton, seeing some rain as well. You do see a little bit of snow as you head much farther to the west and north. Minot seeing a little snow, Bismarck 33, Fargo, all seeing a little bit of light snow courtesy of this low right here. But once you head farther to the south, it heads into rain. Des Moines reporting a little light rain off and on through the evening in Quincy, Illinois as well. Let's find out what's happening now with El Nino. Certainly been an active weather pattern. Let's check in with Jeff.
Boy, that's the truth, Warren. And NASA has released some new data concerning El Nino and its effects on rainfall throughout the world. Rich Johnson gives us the latest details in tonight's El Nino Focus.
If you ever wanted to see what El Nino looks like, this is as close as you can get. These are the latest sea surface temperature readings from NASA. And you can certainly see, in red, the warm waters that make up El Nino. Recently, areas from California to Florida have experienced heavy rainfall. And as Antonio Busolacci of NASA explains, scientists are continuing their study.
What we're showing here is how the rainfall level has changed from normal throughout the world. So it's as if we had rain buckets around the world, and we're showing how much excess rainfall, which is the green colors. And for example, in the eastern tropical Pacific, that excess, that surplus of rainfall is 6 to 9 feet more than normal during 1997. And over areas such as Indonesia, it's as if we took away 5 to 6 feet more rainfall than normal, and that's the areas where we had the intense fires and forest fires over the past year.
What will El Nino bring for the rest of 1998? We'll keep you informed on the latest conditions in your area. I'm Rich Johnson, the Weather Channel.
Join us every night for El Nino Focus. Now here's Warren with the forecast.
Thanks, Jeff. As we look into the morning, on Thursday, watch out. Still some showers around Boston as you make your way out and about. 38 for your low, 40 in New York. But Washington, D.C. and Philadelphia should be on the dry side. We'll see a few showers maybe around the Houston area. Also heading across Baton Rouge and Shreveport, New Orleans, mostly cloudy down to 48, 69 for your low in Miami. Maybe a sprinkle around Chicago, 35 for your low. Also St. Louis and Kansas City, perhaps a shower or two around as you drop into the upper 30s. We'll see the rain, though, Seattle and Portland, also down into San Francisco and over to Reno. But although it'll be foggy in San Diego, it looks like Los Angeles, you'll be okay, at least to start your day with a low of 48 degrees. Now, low temperatures, again, there's no cold air really to talk about, really no bitterly cold air. We will be watching our western storm move farther ashore and see some of that rain move farther southward toward Los Angeles by early evening. Area of showers traversing into Mississippi and Alabama during the course of the afternoon, and still unsettled through the afternoon, Boston down to New York City, and certainly over toward Albany and Buffalo. Heaviest amounts of rain will be in southeastern Texas and also along the Pacific coast. And we will be seeing high temperatures rising quite mild, getting up maybe to 50 degrees in Boston. Wow.
That's amazing, and we could have some more headaches.